Hi, I'm Rupa. I'm back with another influencer marketing regulatory update, and today I'm talking about an ASA ruling that's appeared on their website this morning. Really interesting because this is actually an independently reviewed ruling, which means that the ASA investigated an ad previously. There's been an appeal, it's gone through a type of appeals process, and it's come back and it has been reissued. So in this case, I find this really interesting. It's because the ASA themselves wanted it looked at again. So they've obviously decided that this particular ruling, and I can see why, and we'll talk about that, doesn't fit in with the general theme to disclosure rulings on when ads need to be disclosed. So what happened? Last year, there was a complaint by a member of the public that an Instagrammer called Zoe DePass, Dresslikeamum, hadn't clearly disclosed her Instagram post. We found out it was a collaboration between Zoe and a brand. It was a long-term collaboration. The ASA concluded, firstly, it was an ad. And secondly, that actually it was clearly disclosed because there was information within the post that talked about the collaboration. There was a link to a waiting list, various features within it. If you opened up the post fully, made it very clear that it was an ad. So it was not upheld. Now, as I said, it's come back on the ASA website this morning as an upheld ruling. So the ASA have effectively, or the independent reviewer, has changed the decision. Really interesting points to come out of this. Firstly, the brands argued quite hard that there was no editorial control. They hadn't specified a number of posts that Zoe needed to do. They hadn't asked her to include any particular information in the post, nothing like that. The ASA, however, has said this is an ad despite the fact that there is no editorial control, because it's clear that there is a direct connection to the supply of goods. We've seen this once before in the ruling last week or a couple of weeks ago for Matalan for affiliate links, where the ASA very clearly said that there is a direct connection to the supply of goods by virtue of an affiliate link. So in this case, doesn't matter that it's a long-term collaboration, it is an ad. Secondly, the ASA say that it doesn't have it didn't include sufficient disclosure, despite the fact that previously they talked about, the waiting list, etc. What's really important here, and I think this is correct, is that actually you had to open up, you had to click on the post itself to find out that extra information, to see the waiting list information, and to read the full text about it being a collaboration. And we know that actually the ASA have said plenty of times a consumer shouldn't have to interact with a post to figure out that it's an ad, right? So having to click and get that information should always have been a problem. So the ASA have said it wasn't clearly disclosed. You couldn't figure out from the first two lines that this was an ad. Upheld. And there you go. So actually, this independently reviewed decision is now an upheld case against Zoe DePass, unfortunately for her. Okay, hopefully that's fully explained. Really interesting about the fact that collaborations where there's no editorial control at all, because rightly so, the influencers being given that ability to, that creativity, allowed to have the creativity to do what they like, still means it can fall under the ASA's remit by virtue of the fact that there is a direct connection to the supply of goods within the ad. Okay, that's enough of that ruling. I will post more updates. Check out my YouTube channel, Rupa Shah Ad Rules. Keep an eye on LinkedIn for more updates. Like, comment, share. And yeah, let me know if you find this interesting. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.